So a range function generates lists containing arithmetic progression. Do remember. So what this range function is, range generates, that this range function generates lists, do remember, lists containing arithmetic progression. So three variations of range function is there. So a range function with simple stop. So if you see here, so this is a simple range function with stop. Okay. Next, there is another range function with start and stop. You can have start and stop. And then there is another range function with start, stop, step. So this is a range function with start, stop, step. Okay. So range function with stop, range function with start and stop, and at stop -1, and range start, stop, step. Step can be 0. Default is 1. So default step is 1, guys. Do remember, by default it will take 1 as the step. Okay. So that is what range function is. Fine. So let us see another functions like that. Okay. So let us see a break statement. So now let us see a simple break statement. What is this break statement and why we use this break statement? Okay. So if you see what is break statement is often used to search for an element in a collection. Once that element is found, there is no need to continue the loop. It will break. For example, I have elements here. See, I have elements over here. So before that, let me ask you, what is this? What is that? What is
List.
this?
List.
It's a
List.
list, right? So it consists elements 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So what we are saying, elements, it consists of list of elements 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and the target is 4. If you see, target is 4. So what I want to do in the list of elements, I want to search for 4. Okay. So, so here guys, why we use this break statement is, for example, here we have only 6 numbers. If you see here, we have only 6 numbers and we are searching for number 4. But in real terms, sometimes what will happen will happen we will have some thousands of numbers. For example, 50,000 people has written an exam. 15,000 people has written an exam. So each and every person has a hall ticket number or a unique ID. So first person is 0001, second person is 0002, third person is 003, something like that. Roll number will be there. Okay. For example, I want to in that list of items, I want to find out one, two, 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 three person how many marks we have he has got. Okay. So what happened if you are searching for that one first? It will search 1, it will search 2 here, it is searching 3 here, it is searching 4, okay, 4 that is there, and then it will search for 5, then it will search 6, 7, 8, 9 like that also. So here also it will search for 101, 102, 103 like that it will search. Once it found 122, 2223, okay, it will find, yes, I have find out, but what it will do, it will search for again other numbers also, whether there is any other this 1 2 2 2 3 number is there, but there won't be any 1 2 2 2 3 number. That 1 2 2 2 3 number is a unique number. Okay, only one person has that number. So there is no need of searching in other elements whether this 1 2 2 2 3 is present or not. Okay, so that time what happens? Lot of time is wasted, lot of memory is consumed and all. So what we use, once this element is found, immediately what we say break, and then what we will say, that element is found and all, we will find print that element and we will see how what are the marks of this particular person and other things. Okay, so this is what we use this break statement. So why we use this break statement is to find a particular element, and once the element is find out, we have to break the loop. We should not go further. So that is what this break is. So here I have a list of elements 1 2 3 4 5 6. Target is 4. For elements in elements, if element equal to target, print element found and then break. So it is not doing any further. So it is not going to check 5, it is not going to check 6 and all. Once the 4 is found, it is not checking for further things. That is what it is doing. So, right? So it is saying element found. It will not check for 5 and 6. That is what is break is. So what is break? Break statement, if you see here, break statement, it is often used. So come here, guys. So break statement is often used to search for a element in the collection. So once the element is found, there is no need to continue in the loop. So that is what this break statement is. So like I'm sending code to you. So in this, there some explanation will be done in the code itself in the form of quotations. You can check that one while you are practicing, guys. That is the thing. And then we have a another statement called as continue. So what is this continue? Why we use this continue? Okay, so what is this continue and why we use this continue? Okay, suppose for example, let me copy this one. Continue. We are discussing regarding continue. So for I in range 10, just now I had spoken regarding the range. So range 10 means what are the elements we'll get, guys? What are the elements we'll get?
12 to 9, sir.
Pardon?
From 12 to 9.
One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, and a nine we have, right? So when I say range 10, so we'll have these numbers. So if I value equal to 5, suppose when I have this 5 value, so 5 value has something like uh, some something is there, like he has got 121 marks, something like that. Okay, so we don't want this fifth person. So a person with 121 or something like that. So what we do, I want to skip this five number. So take one number, take two, take three, take four, skip five. Okay. So if value of I equal to 5, skip that one and then continue with 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. So this is what this continue will do. So what it will do, it will check for something and it will omit that one and it will continue from there. So Ramesh, see. We got 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. If you see fifth is omitted, 6, 7, 8, 9 is getting displayed. Okay. So what is this continuous statement? What is this continuous statement? The continuous statement in Python is used to skip the rest of the code inside the current loop iteration and process to the next iteration. Okay. So the continuous statement is often used to skip specific condition with the loop. So continuous statement is often used to skip something. So here we are skipping 5. So we are getting rest of elements 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 6, 7, 8, 9. That is the thing, guys. And next, for example, here. Let us take a second example. Here I have in the second example, if you see, I have elements 1, minus 2, 3, minus 4, 5. So what I don't want negative numbers. I don't want negative numbers. That means numbers which are less than 0. So skip negative numbers and then continue. So it will take 1, it will skip this one, it will continue with 3, it will skip minus 4, and then it will continue with 5. So result will be 1, 3, 5. So we can use continue like this also. Okay, not only for single element, for a condition also we can use. So what is the condition? Negative number skipping we are using. So if condition, negative numbers skipping. Okay, that is the thing. And then come here. So we can do double checking also. So come here. So we can do We can do index skipping as well as here we are doing index skipping. Okay. So skip index with 2 and 4. So what I am trying to do here, I am I want to skip the elements with index 2 and 4. So which elements I want to skip here, guys? Which elements will be skipped?
The cherry and elderberry.
Cherry and
Elderberry.
elderberry, right? So they have the index of 2 and 4. For example, if you see here, guys, so what I want to do here, I want to skip the elements with index 2 and 4. So this is 0, apple is 0 index, banana is 1 index, cherry is 2, dates is 3, 4, elderberry. So what it is doing, it has to skip 2 and 4 index. So it will skip this cherry and it will skip with elderberry. So what is the output? We'll get apple, banana, and dates. So that is what we have. But the coding is important, guys. You need to practice. It is not like the regular coding. You need to understand what exactly it is. See, apple, banana, date. So finally, it is printing something, finished processing fruits. Okay, so the final statement will execute. Okay, that is continue. Next. Okay, next. Next example, we have something called as pass. What is pass? Pass statement in Python is a null operation, guys. It is used for future code purpose. For example, if I say for I in range 10 pass. So what it will do? It will not do anything. Pass. So why we use this pass is for in future if you want to place any code over here, we use this code holder. Okay. For example, I'm building a class, my class. Maybe we have not got up to classes. I'm building a class, my class, pass. See, run it. It is not doing anything. Suppose if I comment this one, and if you run this one, it will throw an error, incomplete. But what is this pass? Why we use this pass? For future purpose. In future, if you want to keep any code over here, then what we use this pass. That means pass means do nothing. It will use that for future purpose. Now, if you run that one, it will not throw error. Okay. So that is pass, guys. Fine. And then let us see certain loops also in Python. Okay. So what are these? What we are going to see is while loops, what are loops, types of loops, while loop, for loop, nested loop. So these are the things what we are going to see now. Okay, so we are seeing while loops. What is the use of loops? Okay, for example, guys, I have a group of employees. For example, I have 1,000 employees in the organization. Okay, 1,000 employees in the organization. So I want to calculate what is the salary. So the salaries date has come. I want to calculate what is the salary of each and every employee. So what I do, I will take the data of employee one, I will take data of employee two, employee three, and I will calculate what is the salary, what is the bonus, what is the total salary and all. So if you want to do for 1,000 employees, what it will do, it will take a lot of time. Okay. So instead of that one, what I do, I develop a module. I write a code to process the payroll. That means I write a code how to calculate. So salary, okay, is nothing but bonus plus how many days? 30 days into his salary. Suppose for example 1,000 is there. 1,000, okay, plus what is a HRA, house rental allowances minus PF, something like that. I write a logic and I will keep in a loop. So it will take all the 1,000 employees and then it will calculate one after the other, one after the other, and I will get the uh, output of all the employees. Okay. So loops, if software developer develops a software module for payrolling process that need to compute the salaries and bonus of all the employees, what we do, we write a logic and we implement that logic for all the employees. Okay. So loops, if you see, we use loop here. Okay. So instead of calculating for employee one, instead of calculating salary for employee two, instead of calculating for employee three and all, so taking 1,000 employees and calculating for each and every employee, instead of that, what we write the logic of calculation of the salary. We write the logic of how to calculate the salary. And that logic is implemented each and every employee. So employee one, we implement that logic. Employee two, we implement that logic. Employee three, we implement that logic. Okay. So we implement this logic to each and every employee to calculate the salary. Okay. So this is what will happen. Okay. So that is loop. So if you see what are loops, if you see by definition what are loops, so first thing guys, there are two types of loops. One is infinite loop and another is finite loop. There are two types of loops. Okay, basically loops means there are two types of loops. One is infinite loop, another is finite loop. For example, if you calculate the time, you will use infinite loop because time will never end. Time will never end. It will always be changing. So finite loop, for example, I want to calculate a payroll for 10 employees. What I will use? I will use this loop iteration for 10 times and I will stop once every employee is done. So infinite loop will never end. The loop will repeat. Whereas finite loop, there is at some point it will stop. Such type of loops are called as finite loops. So basically we have two types of loops. One is infinite loops and another is finite loop. So infinite loop will never end. They will iterate again and again. Finite loop, at one point they will stop. Such type of loops are called as finite loops. Okay. So if you see what are loops, so loops allows the execution of statement or group of statement multiple times. So it is not only a single statement, guys. You can execute group of statement also. Do remember, you can execute group of statements. So what are loops? Loops allows you to execute a statement or group of statements multiple times. So in order to enter the loop, there are certain conditions defined in the beginning. So sometimes what we will do, we will define certain condition in the beginning and after that only they will enter into that loop guys. Okay. So once the condition become false, the loop stops and the control will move out of the loop. So once the condition become false, the loop stops and control will move out of the loop. Do remember, always, in order to enter the loop, there should be certain condition defined in the beginning. So if anybody asks you what are loops, loops are used to execute a statement or group of statements multiple times. So in order to enter a loop, there are certain conditions defined in the beginning. So in order to enter the loop, there are certain conditions defined in the beginning. So once the condition become false, the loop will stop and control will come out of that loop. Anyway, we will look at this one practically. So in Python, in Python, we have while loop, for loop, nested loop. So in Python,